Hi everybody, Model Buses 98 here, and today it's a bit of a one-off video. Today I was just thinking, I've been really impressed over the past few years, decade or so, possibly more. I've been really impressed with Northcord, or Creative Master Northcord as it used to be known, and some of their excellent models. So I thought a video dedicated to just a couple of my favourite models would be a good video. Now, just to be absolutely clear, I cannot include every single one of my favourite models because the video would be too long. By not including a particular model in this video, I'm not suggesting it's not as good. To be honest, I like nearly all of them equally. But there are some that just shine out to me right now, and those are the buses I'm just going to put in this video. But anyway, hope you'll enjoy this one and we'll get a move on. There's absolutely no doubt that one of my favourite models is the Stagecoach Cumbria open topper. This model depicts 17016, which is one of the former Stagecoach London original Dennis Tridents, and it's a really nice model. I think the livery suits it really well. I think that the way they've done the open top is really clever, and it just strikes me as a very impressive looking model. All the features of this model have been done really well, and that's why it's so impressive. Note particularly at the rear, we've got painted on lights, a blank destination. I just think this is one of my favourite models, and that's why I really like it. Another model that has always really impressed me, taking a look at the London side of things, is the London General Mercedes-Benz Citaro. This model has really always had everything going for it. It's in a really attractive livery, one of the first original in terms of they haven't always kept these types of liveries on modern vehicles, so it's nice to see a vehicle that isn't just completely red, and it runs on Route 507. Once again, they've done a fabulous job on the rear as well. Really accurately shaped rear lights, both top and bottom. Correct license plate and detailing. Once again, very impressive, and that's why it ends up on the list of my favourite models. Moving back to things non-London, we're looking at a Stagecoach Merseyside vehicle. This vehicle I've always really liked for a simple reason that it has quite a nice livery. This model carries the miniature Route 197 to Kirkby Civic Centre livery, and just loads of little touches make it a really nice model in my opinion. Everything seems to be very accurate. One particular note is there's another Stagecoach Short Dart MPD, but it just has standard blue lights, so it's nice that this has silver lights, which is realistic to the real vehicle. At the rear, once again, things have been done nicely and accurately. The livery is just works really well. You can see at the rear, connect. I really like this model, and that's why it stays on my list of favourite models. Now, I do have to apologise for the sheer bias in the next three. However, the next three are all the same vehicle in the sense of they are all Scania OmniCities based in London. The first one, well, there are only three made, but I'll show you the first one. The first one that I really love is the East London Buses Scania OmniCity. Northcord got the look of these models absolutely superb, and this is no exception to the finest of models. The front lights look really accurate, the windows look really accurate, and the front deck looks really accurate. Unfortunately on mine, may have been the previous owner or it may have been Northcord, I don't know, but the driver's side mirror is the incorrect colour. But this model is just really impressive in my opinion. The rear is also very accurate. Once again, the rear lights are very accurate. The blinds are really accurate, and that's a point I should have mentioned with the front. And so is the number plate. Everything on this model was taken care of very nicely, and that's why I'm very impressed by it. And another very similar looking vehicle in the special 100 years livery to celebrate 100 years of Scania buses and coaches was this bus. This one's LX10AUJ or 15174, which is now with Sullivan buses, no longer with Stagecoach London. And once again, ticks all the boxes in terms of a realistic looking model. Once again, on the rear, everything's been done exceptionally well. The blinds, the license plate, I've just switched from calling that number plate to calling it license plate. There's no opening engine covers on any of the Scania OmniCities. However, engine covers aren't really of a massive interest to me personally. One particular note should be just how realistic the wheels are. In my opinion, both the rear and the front wheels look really brilliant and they're very realistic. And finally, my very personal favourite, the London United Scania OmniCity. Now, the other models ticked all the boxes, and so does this one. Everything from the lights to the blinds to the fact it's one of my favourite real-life vehicles in terms of looks really joins together and almost sings in harmony on this model. Absolutely brilliant. Once again, we can see clearly how realistic the back looks in terms of lights, in terms of the grills, and in terms of the blinds and the number plate. Everything looks very impressive, not to mention the interior on these models is really good as well. That's why this model is possibly one of my favourites. Slowly realising that I am running out of time and running out of models to include in this video, we're moving on to another favourite of mine. Now, this one's one of my favourites because it represents Alexander Dennis in itself and the Enviro 400 as a vehicle. It's quite clear to me that the branding was very well thought out for this vehicle. All around, the branding is very good, it's very impressive, it speaks well, and you can see why the Enviro was a success for Alexander Dennis. The model particularly covers these features well, with nicely shaped windows, obviously because the Enviro is a great model by Northcord, mirrors, tree deflectors. The interior looks great as well. And one small note is that I do like how they put Alexander Dennis on the top windscreen. This video wouldn't be complete without what many regard to be the best model ever produced by Northcord. Everything about this model really does speak quality and time put into this model. The gold paintwork used on this model really accurately reflects the look of the real vehicles. To be fair, some of them are looking faded now in real life, having had years of continuous use. However, the model is a stunner in any collection, and that's why it's one of my favourites. As we can see, when the engine is open, this is just a very impressive model on all accounts. You can see the engine is very detailed inside. Got the fact there's no rear window, being a Scania. Obviously, because they didn't have the tooling for the Scanias at this point, or have at all, they couldn't actually produce this as a Scania. But to every effort they did, I'm really impressed. As it slowly dawns upon me how little work I have done tonight and how I probably have to go to bed, I have to conclude somewhere, so I would have to conclude here, and this is the final model I'm putting on this list. I love the London General Enviro 400, but this one is just a bit higher quality, and I love the London Central E400 just a bit more. This model is really impressive, and it's of the Route 36 to Queen's Park. Everything's really shiny, which is an obvious point, but a nice one. Everything's very accurate, mirrors are the right size, blinds are nice. Just nothing to complain about with this model. Something that makes the model just look a bit more professional is the yellow advert areas, where there would be adverts, of course, on a real vehicle. This just, once again, oozes quality and perfection. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this model, and I apologise for using so many weird words. there are probably so many models that I've missed out. Well, there are. And it's simply due to the fact I can't include every model in one video. I just thought it would be nice to look at some of the models that Northcord have made that are really impressive over the years. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. I'm sure everybody's going to have different disagreements about which models are the best, so please feel free to comment about which model you liked best. I'm sure people are going to have opinions on that. Feel free to comment about which models you like to see from Northcord, and feel free to have a look around the channel for any other videos that might be of interest similar to this video. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.